What's up, fellow adult collectors? Welcome to Civilian Collectibles. This past weekend was the New York Toy Fair for 2020, so I'd like to take this opportunity to discuss my favorite reveals from the show. If this is your first time landing on my channel, hi, my name is Seville, and here I'd like to discuss action figures and other collectibles based on my favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. If you enjoy this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. So for me, Toy Fair kind of started on Wednesday night. During the usual Wednesday broadcast of All Elite Wrestling, they debuted the Unrivaled collection made by Wicked Cool Toys. These appear to be on par with the WWE Ultimate Edition figures made by Mattel. The first wave was shown to consist of characters such as the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, Cody, and Brandy. So far, they do look highly detailed and very well made. Much like the WWE figures, these will include accessories and entrance gear. When it came time for the actual Toy Fair show, Wave 2 was out on display. That wave will consist of MJF, Hangman Adam Page, Dustin Rhodes, Jon Moxley, and others. There will also be limited edition chase versions of some characters, such as Chris Jericho and Cody. For those of you who may not know, Wicked Cool Toys had already been responsible for making some of the WWE items, such as the Elite Scale Ring, as well as the arena prop-ups. So, they have had their hands in the wrestling toys business for quite some time now. Moving on to WWE itself, the next figure reveal that I really liked is the Ultimate Edition version of Becky Lynch. This one is based on her appearance and victory at last year's WrestleMania. Beyond that, many new Elite class figures were shown, such as Lacey Evans, Braun Strowman, Heavy Machinery, a Brood-style Christian, and a new full wave of Elite Legends featuring Greg the Hammer Valentine, Razor Ramon, and Sting. There weren't many more physical prototypes, but there were some digital prototypes, such as The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Natalya, and The Undertaker. Last but not least, in the vehicles line, there's a new ambulance coming, and they did announce a 2-pack that's going to feature Triple H and Chyna. Some of you may know that there's been some lingering conflicts surrounding Chyna's involvement with the WWE over the years, but in more recent times since her passing, they have been able to reach a common understanding with her estate, therefore allowing her to be placed in the video games, and now, for the first time ever, being made in action figure form by Mattel. Moving on to McFarlane Toys, they had the next wave of DC Multiverse out on display. We are getting 2 figures based on the Wonder Woman 84 movie, the Golden Eagle armored version that you see here, plus her more classic suit. Both of these look really awesome, and can very well end up becoming my favorite figures from this line so far. Along with Wonder Woman, we also got the Arkham Asylum video game versions of Batman and the Joker. McFarlane also showed off new figures coming from the Mortal Kombat line, Baraka, Katana, and Spawn. Yes, you heard that correctly. Due to Spawn's involvement in the Mortal Kombat 11 video game, we are getting a fully articulated Spawn figure in that line. Moving on to NECA, they caught me a little off guard by jumping on into figures based on Ninja Turtles 2. Along with a really awesome looking Super Shredder, there's also Tokka and Razor. And then going back to the 1990 movie, we finally have Casey Jones in a 2-pack with a trenchcoat Raphael. Storm Collectibles also had a nice display up, showing off a few new figures, starting new licenses based on Samurai Showdown and Streets of Rage. Then, continuing their Mortal Kombat line, they had a grayscale version of Motaro. I cannot wait to see this in full color. And finally, adding to the Injustice line, we got a first look at Batman, plus 2 variations of Ares. I find it interesting that with Ares, they chose to go ahead and make one of each costume variation from the game. It makes me wonder if they'll continue to do that with other characters. I also kind of have to wonder if one figure or the other ends up being some sort of store exclusive. Now, moving on to Hasbro, they came out of the gate running. Pretty early in the week, we started seeing images and announcements talking about a new 6-inch scale G.I. Joe line. Shown off so far has been Snake Eyes, Scarlet, Duke, and Roadblock. Also confirming some older rumors, we got official looks at Power Rangers Lightning Collection Wave 5, featuring the Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger, Time Force Red Ranger, and Zeo Golden Ranger. An interesting tidbit about the Golden Ranger, now that it's being released as a single version, it's not based on Jason, instead it's based on the first Gold Ranger, Trey. Also in Wave 5, and unfortunately the one that's only packed 1 per case, is the Ranger Slayer. For those who may not know, this is a dark version of Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, after she's been brainwashed by Lord Draken. The truly new thing revealed for the Lightning Collection is the full-scale Dragon Dagger. This will be the first of the full-scale weapons Hasbro has produced since owning the Power Rangers brand. I do think it'll be interesting to compare it to the Legacy version that Bandai made a few years back. Another new license for Hasbro is Ghostbusters. They revealed a full wave of figures based on the original movie, and with them now having this license, I don't doubt there being figures and toys being made for the upcoming movie later this year. Speaking of new figures being based on older movies, there's one idea I did doubt for a very long time. X-Men. Fox's X-Men. For years, Hasbro and Marvel had conflicts with Fox about the toys being made for those movies. By the time First Class was released, those relationships had been tarnished, so we never got any figures or toys based on those versions of the characters. But now that Disney has purchased the Fox film library, Hasbro can go back and make those figures. In fact, like you can see here, both Professor X and Magneto each have alternate heads to match the different actors who played those characters. And of course, along with Fox's X-Men comes Deadpool. So, we will be getting figures from both movies featuring Cable, Domino, Deadpool himself, and the Negasonic Teenage Warhead. With all these new reveals shown at Toy Fair this year, my wallet is definitely going to require maximum effort. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this video,
get over here!
And subscribe to Civilian Collectibles.